paladin that punches.
Huh. By the way, I don't know
I
if
mean-
your music's over, but mine is.
I'm going one more time around.
All right.
But yeah, that's an interesting class. A paladin that punches things.
I'd like to point out that you can get the exact same thing by taking a 1-level dip into Fighter, or by getting the Fighting Initiate feat at 4th level.
But D&D Online, if I remember, it's still based off, unless they changed it, it was based off 3.5.
Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about, not like anything else. My bad, sorry.
So, I mean, they still had feats for that, but yeah, I mean, technically there was no real, I mean, there was a lot of prestige clashes and stuff
Sure.
like that.
Yeah, in D&D Beyond, you cannot do what you can do in it. You can't do the same thing.
Right.
Speaking of D&D
with
Beyond,
Paladin.
let's hope it's working today.
Well, let's see. This actually gives me a
Yep.
perfect opportunity.
Con save.
Hey, there's saves coming up.
Mine
Mine
is
was
permanently
significantly
loading.
better.
Even yeah, Sir
I rolled a 1.
Shauna rolled a 1.
Well, you just got your one out of the way, so now you can dodge the barrel that will fall on your head this time.
Well, that works for me.
Gosh, that was that last session was definitely a thing. Nearly killing 2 players.
Hey,
It's
I
almost
could
a record.
actually see Shauna doing that.
Doing
mean,
what?
it
Just
worked out-
T-pose floating over the battlefield?
No,
No.
running, and then getting hit in the head with a barrel full of water.
Also true.
Yep. Getting flattened by a barrel. The most embarrassing way for a tank to
And
go.
barrel sing.
And
Very
you know for a fact it had the anime hand is up in the air doing twitchy things underneath the crumble of the barrel.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh dear sir, I write this note to you to tell you of me plight. For at the time of writing I am not a pretty sight. Me body is all black and blue, me face a deathly grey. And I write this note to say why Patty's not at work today.
Our music is done, or just about going live.
Yay, ads are done.
Cool. My side got to hear me singing. Dehedro's didn't. Will that change? No.
Oh boy, I like your channel, everybody.
Oh, not so
Finally
loud.
be able
Let
to
me
hear
hear
it.
you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another session of Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, not so loud.
Tomb
Let
of
me hear you.
Annihilation, where we again have not left the city.
We will most likely leave the city this session because I don't think there's anything else for us to do.
But we are joined, as always, by Chun playing Diggory,
Yeah, hello.
Digi playing Dr. Gwenwyn,
Hey,
Kitsu playing Shauna,
Oh, hi all.
Memes playing Grote,
Squeak.
and Zach playing Ocular.
Howdy.
And as you can hear from us, we were having already some shenanigans going on in the background before we got started. Also forgot to put. Can't believe I didn't do this for you guys earlier.
I got a blue heckle.
Yeah, you get the blue heckle twice, apparently.
But that
Well,
just,
actually,
The
both
other
of you
one
got...
was from.
That was from Digi. Yeah, you both got the same heckle. I've disabled it this time.
but who, out of all you crazy people, would like to recap our last session?
So, last session, we were emerging the out of our rooms. I think that's where we were. To And then we were heading over to the prince's, where before we even were able to get there, Shauna basically basically got flattened by a water barrel. And then after saving her from a crisis that almost sent her to the other world, they got to they were finally able to get to the princes, and almost ended up in a fight with the head prince. And then after talking with the prince about their employer and getting to know more about the jungles, the group went and got into a little tussle over at the arena area. I hope I got everything down jam-packed.
There's one important thing missing, which is that we ran into a guide master and we got him to owe us a favor, so we're waiting on guides to get to us so we can go to the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
Not guides. He's basically scrying for you,
Yeah.
or not scrying, but casting a ritual to give you guidance.
Yes.
And then the group was fighting zombies. And almost got killed.
Only one of us only got killed.
And then in between,
One of us only got only one of us almost got
Ross
killed
made
2 or
Diggory
3
half man,
times.
half machine.
Hmm?
Go ahead, Memes.
In between sessions, Ross made Diggory half man, half machine.
Yes, he did give Diggory some enchantable iron knuckles or brass knuckles, whatever, as well as some horn caps. Both, and I'm assuming both have already been enchanted with your blessing of the forge. Yes.
No.
Okay. I will adjust that accordingly.
They still give the +1 to damage, though, without that.
All right.
But yes, that is essentially it. We had some tussle in the arena where Chun was casting get hit with crit, and Memes was casting critical miss all the time. But it was a good fight, and you got a little bit of money, and everybody also leveled up.
Yeah. I can now throw my dagger and it will come back to my hand. Yay, returning weapon.
I can now take a second action once per short rest. Or long rest. No short rest. That's, yep, short
Wait,
rest.
action short rest.
Yep. I momentarily got that mixed up with second wind, which I could do before. But that's still a
Speaking
short
of-
rest, so don't mind me.
Yeah, most of your fighter abilities are short rests, but either way. So
And Shauna can do more spells like chromatic orbs and compelled duels and heroism and wrathful smite.
all cast with her paintbrush.
Yes. She was brushing up on her skills.
But
Hey.
but all right. So it is just still shortly after the fight. You guys are pretty well exhausted, having spent most of your spells and energy fighting the undead. What does the group want to do? It's early-ish afternoon. Um, Sun's still relatively high. It's still nice and muggy and warm.
I'll be perfectly honest. I got everything out of that I wanted. Maybe even a little bit more. That's probably feel that in the morning.
Yeah. Well, don't really have anything to do until that guy finishes the thing to help us.
Oh shoot, that's right. Hey, Chun, do me a favor.
Yes.
Since you actually went down multiple times against zombies, roll me a Constitution save.
Oh, cool. It's one of those, is it? All right.
Okay.
Nice.
Anyway, continue on.
All right. Ugh, I probably could have turned into a little bit more than a bit of a crick in my shoulder. Yeah, note to self, stretch a bit more next time we do this.
Yeah, that took that long. We're gonna do it again.
Yeah. At any rate. Well, I'm probably going to be taking it easy. I mean, turning in a little bit early, perhaps. But yeah, if anyone else can think of anything more interesting to do, I'd be willing to follow along.
I have no need of anything. I'm fine with resting it before we head out into the wild.
I had some nice interactions with nature while you guys were in the arena. And
You were floating 25 feet above the sands. I think I saw a bird sitting on your head.
she pulls out her brush and twirls it like a baton. I have been brushing up. Like little, you can see a little bit of paint flying from her brush.
I hope that wasn't some of the expensive stuff you got.
Oh, no, it was not.
All right, then.
So it sounds like you guys are just turning in for the night. And which is fine. I mean, you guys did go through and have a huge fight. You will reap.
Before this is what my hair is going to do. And because he has shorter long rests than everyone else. Gonna make 4 more potions.
Okay.
With his stiff.
What did I have you do last time?
Chat entry things because that'll be a bit helpful. There would be a pair of them.
There's all the combat.
Guidances.
Trying to find 2d12 together. No, a bunch of d12s. You had 4 potions.
there's the fight. Oh, that's a different fight.
Scroll, scroll, scroll. That's initiative.
Should be.
Potion of Swiftness. There's the Potion of Swiftness that you gave.
How's it getting used?
Yep, I'm just trying to go
There's
back
the
to
Thorn
find.
Whip. That would be before the Thorn Whip.
Looks like I had you roll Arcana.
Okay. I'm going to make 4 more, so I'll roll 4 times on Arcana.
I think it said you roll 1, and this I would let you know how many you had based off of that.
Last time we rolled for each.
Oh yeah, you rolled the d12 for each, but you only rolled Arcana once.
No, I rolled Arcana 4 times. Because I did the...
Oh, there must have been a history, but okay. So
Yeah.
go ahead and roll 3 more times.
It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. All my good rolls out of the way.
Oh yes, and Shauna has interception now. When a creature you can see hits a target other than you within 5 feet of you with an attack, you can use your reaction to reduce the damage the target takes.
Hacks. No. Alchemy tables. So you successfully are able to make 3 of your potions.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll 3d12.
11, 1, and 9.
And I will shoot you.
Which it looks like on the table is a slowness.
Slowness, healing, and cowardice.
Yep. I will type those in right now.
And the rest, as you're doing this, everybody else settles in and retires for the day, and ultimately in the night. You wake up in the morning, most of you feeling perfectly fine. Diggory, your shoulder where you got like really bitten up, feels like it's on fire, but and a little bit extra stiff, but otherwise you're feeling okay.
All right.
And you guys have the effect of a long rest. It will be the next morning, actually quite early in the morning, as you guys settle in pretty early in the day. Most of the town, you can still hear some of the town slowly starting to wake up outside. There is the light pattering of sounds like rain just on the outside. But for the most part, the town is a lot more quieter than you're used to hearing.
Oh, I suppose this place does eventually settle down. Wow. I suppose the first things we should probably do. Well, we've been in town long enough. We have ourselves some crumbs and directions to go. That said, we do in fact need to talk again to Grandfather Zatimbe. Zatimbe, or yes, the fellow who was doing some scrying for us. At the very least, me and Rot should probably do that.
Yes, I'd see no other business we need to attend to other than that. After that, we may be able to finally go out on the expedition.
Okay. Since you two are both in the thunderous lizard, um, even as you are heading downstairs in this earlier morning, downstairs there's still a few people who are up at the bar that you saw as you were coming in, still slightly drinking. That they don't look like they have fallen asleep, but most of the other patrons have essentially fallen asleep at their tables. The bartender, who looks absolutely exhausted right now, gives you a quiet wave as he notices that you guys have actually grabbed a lot of your gear this time. Um, and says, you folks actually leaving?"
Ah,
Don't bet on it.
"Oh, well, how long you planning on staying? Because I could always use the extra beds to make a little bit more money."
Go ahead and use our beds. We do not plan on returning, but we may.
"Oh,
We shall see.
well, if you come back, I'll make sure I kick some people out for you, because you guys have been pretty good to have around."
oh, thank you, sir. We appreciate that.
And the rest of you who were staying in Kaya's house of repose, as you guys are heading out, as it has been most places, you can actually hear and smell some breakfast cookings being done in the kitchen. And the person in charge of the desk for the mornings have happily greets you, saying, "Oh, well, good morning. You folks are up quite early for the day. Are you headed out? You seem to be gathering most of your gear."
We're probably going to be out on our adventures this time.
"No, shame. Enjoyed having each of you here for as long as we did. Well, I can't guarantee a room for you, but you are always welcome back. Would you care for some breakfast before you head out?"
Hmm, yeah, sure.
"We don't have much right now, but I think we have some sausage and a few eggs already done. Have a seat. I'll go ahead and get them for you."
Ratty. Is it just me, or does it seem a little bit odd outside?
Odd how?
It's usually a little more busy, but it just seems a little bit like you can actually hear the birds.
I think it's probably because you're up earlier in the morning than what normally is. It is quieter. I have noticed it's quieter in this early morning time.
But you guys are served a light but still filling breakfast, while Diggory and Rote are left to fend for themselves. But I'm assuming you guys are probably heading directly to the Temple of Savras.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys take the walk through town, and yeah, it is extra quiet. You do see a few people who are looking like they're moving some goods to the Grand Souk, um, under heavily armed guard already early this morning, trying to get some of the better stalls. But for the most part, the town is resting quietly. Um, you both even notice here that not even the normal street urchin that you would normally think you would see out and about this time are able to be seen.
Hmm. That is an interesting observation. What would it take for the street urchins not to be plying their trades at basically all hours? Hmm.
Who knows?
Probably could be anything from them all being asleep, some variety of curfew we're not aware of that all of the the little waifs actually listen to for some reason. Maybe the Zents are out in force? Who knows?
You do notice, or did notice as you're walking by, the gates to the city um, are shut.
Ah, that actually might do it. You don't see them because they're not in the town yet. They're all in the beggar's quarter.
But
How mean. They're just trying to make a living.
after a little bit of a walk, you do arrive to the Temple of Savras. Grandfather Satimbe is. You walk inside and are greeted by the same sights with everything. You guys have never actually been inside. Never mind. Hold on.
Dun, dun,
You
dun.
walk into what you can tell is actually one of the oldest and grandest buildings in the whole city. Um,
Diggory
you
is
can't.
already making sketches and notes.
We're
Um,
two artistic peoples.
I'm not artistic, I'm a scholar.
the temple itself
Scholar
is
can be artistic.
a large circle with the in the middle part of the whole area is a large crystal ball filled with eyes looking every direction. Um, Chairs, pews, and other parts are set up along the outside, with the whole area generally open for the most part. Um, it seems like this area is more dedicated to revealing things versus trying to keep things.
Hmm.
Um, Zatembe is praying at the very large crystal ball in the middle of that for a while and seems to notice you approaching as your footsteps are about the only thing that can be heard inside the large temple.
Kind of
Which
difficult to muffle hoofs.
as you look up, the ceiling of this, both on the at least on the inside, seems to be resembling a very large unblinking eye.
I think they have a motif.
That they certainly do.
But then we will walk up to you and greet you, friends. Oh, the night was not kind to me, but I am gladdened to see you. Welcome into the temple.
I apologize that I'm sorry that your night was not as restful as ours. And not on our account, I do hope.
It was in consulting the guides that I lost most sleep, unfortunately. I
I
have some.
apologize sincerely for that.
It, it is the least I can do to help out the people who helped me. Let me, I suppose, as before getting down to business, do you have any other? Do you have questions about the temple? Since it seems your first time is here.
Oh, I have a great many questions and curiosities. One of which is, of course, this tremendous crystal ball that you were operating a moment ago. I'll tell you this for free, sir. My clan would do just about anything to get their hands on this.
This is Savras's symbol. Do you know of Savras?
I don't know. Do I? Would that be a history, a religion?
That'll be a religion check.
All right.
A religious history check.
Not if I'm
Take the
rolling 5s and
average.
6s.
Diggory, you don't recall anything about Savras. And actually, neither do you, Wrote, as Savras is not necessarily a god that is predominantly worshipped on the mainland.
I am tremendously embarrassed to say that I do not. All that time is
Yes.
spent in the libraries, and I've never once come across a Savras.
I'm going to roll, but I'm just wanting to see if I can do better than them. Don't actually say if he knows anything. I just want to see if I do better. I do. I'm hilarious.
Suddenly, you are struck by a unknowing presence that has given you all the information about this one deity. You don't know why, but
Probably the least religious member of our party.
And
I mean, you
yet
have a
you
plus
are
5 to religion, so.
the least
Yes.
least religious, but yet you know the most about this very obscure one.
Good fellows will go on to say, Savas is the god of wizards, fortune tellers, diviners, and those who unfailingly speak the truth regardless of if people want to hear it.
Hmm.
We are devoted to revealing the truth wherever we go.
It sounds remarkably similar to the philosophies of my clan. We eternally seek to find new truths and learn, categorize, and collect them, I suppose is the best way of putting it.
The difference, though, you seek knowledge, which can be lies in itself. We seek the truth no matter what it is, harmful or otherwise to us.
As I said, my clan would give or do a great many things to get a hold of this device.
That is not a device, just holy symbol for Savras. If you would like, we do have smaller ones I could give to you.
I would not be against it. If I'm not aware of this, that's probably that, at least, even if nothing else, adding it to my clan's collections would be a useful thing as well.
He will actually reach around, pull off his symbol, which is actually a very nice golden chain that is leading down to another smaller crystal ball that has eyes, looks like painted inside of it, wrapped in golden cord around it, and offer it to you.
Oh, sir, I do not mean to deprive you of your own symbol.
I have others that I can use. This is considered a gift beyond my original one for you.
Well then, I humbly accept your gracious gesture, and thank you. Anyway, you carefully take it, look it over. It's a remarkably well-crafted And items.
Those at the Temple of Gand made it for us.
Rod has a very smug grin.
Well then. I must say, as you said, as we have both observed, I do indeed have a great many questions and would be more than willing to spend a tremendous amount of time learning about this place and your beliefs and your beliefs and systems. Unfortunately, I find myself without the luxury of that time.
Yes, I suppose then to business. Let me tell you of what I saw from the guides.
My notebook is
I
immediately out.
I saw a jungle city far to the south, enclosed by cliffs and crawling with snakes. And in there I saw a black obelisk draped in vines, but I dared not peer any deeper. There was something of pure evil inside that frightened me to my core.
I see. Did you see any streams or bodies of water that led to the enclosure of the mountains?
No, the guides do not work in this way. They are more visions,
I see.
but it is in this place, this city in the south, that you shall find what you seek.
Do you have any other information or details that you can give us about it? Or is this all?
Well, what I can tell you is if it is snakes that I am seeing, you maybe need to worry about the snake people. We have not seen them since the spell plague much, but they are still out there.
Spell plague?
Yes, that was a. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna move forward on this because I probably would know this. Yes, that was a it was a very interesting period in history. Yeah, magic basically went completely wild. I believe it was because what was it? It was the goddess of magic being killed by someone wishing to usurp her, allow causing the weave to go positively insane and mad.
Yeah, I see.
Manifesting in these highly dangerous magical blue flames that ravaged many parts of the world. I didn't. I can't. Wasn't aware that it happened in Schult. How bad must it have been down here?
Oh, some say it is the reason why the undead claim most of the land now. But we don't talk about it too much. It, Savras has kept us mostly protected.
Hmm.
They have been. He has been worshipped here long before the spell plague and will be worshipped long after.
Very well. Would that be all?
I unfortunately have no more information for you that I can tell. Just be careful, friends.
And we thank you for
I
the lead. It is much more than we had previously.
I wish you best of luck and may Savas guide you. And with that, Grandfather Sentembe will give you a very low bow, and then go back to his prayers.
I'm Yeah, as he does, I match it best as I can. And proceed to leave him to his prayers, taking a few last-minute notes on the way out. Yes, indeed. My clan would very much love to get their hands on these things. Well, at any rate, not much that I can do on my own. Let's see. Just gonna take it. I'm just gonna keep my one notebook out, pull out the journal I got from the merchant prince before. Let's see, said something about a southern jungle city. Was that another one?
Yes, I believe we have been told about this place in the past. Looking at my notes, it's past Kalalaka Gorge, and there's a city built by minotaurs that was overrun by the snake people. So that's probably the same thing.
Yes, that's correct. All right, well, if that's the case, then. Well, I know we said before that yesterday we should probably head to. Oh, what was it? A city swallowed by the earth. No one separates it. The Valley of Dread. Yeah, the Kisari. Well, I suppose actually that's the case then. Yeah, if that's the case, maybe our first stop, or at least was our principal stop, ought to be Dungrunglum. No, wait, no, that's not right. Large statue surrounded by a hedge. Ah, that's a different thing. Pardon me. My notes are beginning to run together a little bit. Perhaps we should meet up with the others.
You folks
Perhaps.
will meet up um, just as the city is truly starting to wake up for themselves. Um, the town seems to be coming back to the normal hustle and bustle of life that you are used to for everything. And you guys have time to plan. What are you guys gonna do? You guys are all meeting up and ready to and have your information. Are you gonna share the information with them? I assume.
No, we'll keep it to ourselves. Yeah, we'll share it.
Yes. So, let's. Oh, after assuming after assuming we've shared all the information that we got from Grandfather Zatambe. Hey, much it sounds like it's just me searching out my own interests. The city of Minotaurs should probably be our principal check. I'm not against. Although, frankly, we did remember to plan. We did plan last night to. What was it? Seek out the. I suppose it was the Mistcliff Mountains. One of these was one of these other ones. Probably this. believe it was the city swallowed by the earth. Something. Oh,
I will
my!
move.
I really need to work on my freaking handwriting. This is terrible.
I am moving you guys to the. While you guys are still in the city, I'm moving you guys to your map.
Yay! Map. Here's the map. Where do you want to go?
So you can kind of see and plan a few things.
Well, the Valley of Dread is a bit further away than I had thought.
Yep. Down. Where's the down at the bottom right? The is the scale for you. 1 hex equals 10 miles.
Okay.
Well, judging from this, probably one of our better bets would be to follow at leastways one of the rivers for a while.
Yeah.
I say we look around town, see if we can get leads onto the location of the Minotaur city, and if we can't, we go to the camps, Camp Righteous and Camp Vengeance, to see if anyone there is a explorer that has more information.
If my looking from yesterday is any indication, we're probably not going to find a whole lot more about the Minotaur city. Though I suppose maybe something different has changed in the Grand Souk, but unless we want to, if we want to spend more time here, we've already spent 3 days. We should probably be moving at some point.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Knowing how markets works, I wouldn't put our I wouldn't put our chips in the marketplace since they seem to always move hands.
Agreed.
Did we ever buy a canoe or a
I
thing?
found the price, but I didn't buy it.
So if we're going to be going along the river, probably best to get a canoe or
It
whatever.
was too expensive.
No, we can buy it. I just didn't want to buy with my own money.
Yeah, if we pooled resources, it was easier.
Note says it's about 65 gold.
It probably would be worth it. If only just to get down to if we get down to the camp and get to Camp Righteous any sooner. That's gonna be a few days even by canoe. Longer if we walk. Honestly, I think the canoe is the better option.
How large are the canoes, anyways? What can they hold?
6 people.
Us
That's
being
convenient.
5, myself counting possibly as 5 as for like 1.5, but
So just to kind of give you guys a heads up here, for I know we talked a little bit about this for in like session 0. You guys on foot, unless you are pushing it, can travel 1 hex via per day over land, 2 hexes per day at a normal pace over river.
Hmm.
You can um push it to try and get a little bit further. Um but the more that you try and go, the riskier that it gets. You guys can start hitting exhaustion and everything like that. But just something that you can think about to plan for yourselves.
Honestly, the canoe and it would definitely be our best option.
Why am I getting flashbacks of the first dungeon of Dawn Trail?
Considering I haven't gotten that far yet,
Sorry.
no worries.
That is all that I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna spoil any more of Dawn Trail.
I mean, honestly, it makes sense if it's a jungle theme, but anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, canoe.
Yeah, we're gonna go canoe.
Yeah, canoe.
Okay.
If we're pooling our monies, it's, I think, 13 gold each for it, if it's 65.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
My vote is also for canoe.
Okay. You guys are easily able to find a canoe. And
You're able to knock off the gold, the 13 gold each.
Yep.
Yep, removing 13 gold right now.
I even did so on stream. That's why I have the button for my character sheet.
Da-da-da-da-da-bow.
but how
Yep.
are you guys
Uh,
leaving the city then?
Now, before we go, I want to do two things. First, I
Okay.
want to go to like a money exchange to get some different types of coins, silver, copper, and platinum, all that.
You're easily able to go find it and break everything down how you want to.
Right? And then after that, I just want to go to our employer and just leave a message with the door guard that we're off of on expedition.
The guard, the as you approach to the merchant princess house, the guard actually doesn't let you in, basically saying that Wakanga isn't actually and he is under orders not to let anybody disturb the other residents today. But as soon as Wakanga comes back, he will pass along the message.
Thank you. That'll be all.
Anybody have anything else they want to do before you guys leave?
Perhaps just as a side precaution as he thinks about it, he just grabs like a waxed bag of some variety. Nothing special, just something to put the notebooks in to keep them from getting waterlogged in case.
Finding a waterproof container? Yeah, you can easily find one here through just a little bit of searching.
Ah,
They'll charge you about 5 silver for it.
works for me.
With how much rain comes through the city, it's not very hard to find. Anybody else have anything they're doing in this?
Nope.
Okay. Oh my god, guys, they did it. They actually left the city. Oh my god.
Actually, want to go
you-
back. I forgot something.
Yeah, we're gonna go buy it. We're gonna buy a house for a guild house that we're just gonna stay in for the rest of the campaign?
Oh yes, when we last talked with Volo, he actually gave me a deed to a old haunted tavern in Waterdeep if we want to go play Bar Manager 2000.
Yep.
So you guys leave the city and are easily able to go ahead and find a good place to launch your canoe. Um, not necessarily in the bay, but near the bay. And as you can see, I have a little small, but we have party token.
Party
Yay!
token.
So here's going to be the fun part of this campaign for you guys, and this is something that I am going to let you know ahead of time. Once you guys start getting into all of these unrevealed hexes,
Mm-hmm.
there's a chance you guys can get lost.
Oh no. We end
Uh.
up back in Barovia.
Not that lost.
I don't know. Depends on how badly we roll. Do we all roll natural ones? Well, different campaign entirely. That's how lost we are.
Suddenly, like, okay, now now we have to break out. We have to go through all of Curse of Strahd to get back to the one spot. And okay, now we're back. Now suddenly you're back to the same level you were at the point where you got lost.
Or even worse, we did Curse of Strahd so poorly we find ourselves just completely in the various other realms of Ravenloft. And there are some truly weird and wonderful places in Ravenloft.
You find yourself so lost that you find yourself upon a spell jammer somewhere out in the astral sea.
There's a pirate out there. And there, Yar, I tell ye, I ain't never seen nothing quite like this. I'll tell you what we do with stowaways aboard my ship. We shish kebab and barbecue them.
Wouldn't Strahd be like super like affected by the death curse thing?
Oh no.
Oh shit! So what he's gonna do is pull Strahd out of Barovia into Chult, and he just sort of what?
You guys found Strahd's true weakness, the death curse. Wait, does that make you guys the bad guys because you guys are using the death curse to defeat the bad guy, but you're encouraging the death curse to stay alive, which means that your party, the campaign now becomes to complete the Curse of Strahd. You have to defeat the party that's attempting to destroy the death curse.
Now that would be an interesting concept. I mean, that's frankly a pretty decent concept. Have two games running parallel to each other. One that's an evil party, one that's a good party, and you don't tell them that your opponent that the BBEG is the other party until just when you're ready to reveal it. Hopefully about when they're all like level 15.
Also, you don't reveal that one party is actually evil. It's just the fact that this thing that both of them have a MacGuffin, but the other party knows of what that MacGuffin is. Like, so one party's like, oh, we're trying to get rid of the death curse. But that's the other party's, there's a thing that they're trying to get rid of. And then,
we need the death curse to get rid of the thing.
yes.
We can't afford the death curse to go away.
So one party knows of one thing, the other party knows of the other, but it's very vague in the opposite groups.
You have actually described one of the campaigns I ran a long time ago where I did almost not two different plot points, but I had two different groups running in the same world. One party was doing one thing, one party was doing the other thing. They eventually heard about each other, and they were both told that the other party was bad guys because as they were crossing and everything, basically, one party was doing one thing one way that really ticked off the village that the other party went to eventually. So they heard, hey, we had this evil group come through. We don't like adventurers anymore. They took a bunch of our gold and everything like that. So they kept chasing after each other, and eventually, like when I finally revealed, okay, we're having our session on this day, I invited everybody to the session, and they're just like,
What?
why is everybody here? Why we're not doing a huge thing? Like, yeah, you are. Meet your BPGs.
I love that. I really do love that.
But I just wanted to do the whole thing of you can get lost.
We
Lost
certainly
is
did.
Lost is a loose term too. You won't necessarily know where you are. I will though.
That depends. Like, how much are you willing to let me use the old Minotaur racial trait that allows me to never get lost in mazes?
It's not a maze though.
Sure, but
If you were in a
He'll
maze,
make it a maze.
what is
He'll
a forest
build a
if not an
maze.
enormous labyrinth?
He'll punch
It would
down
be-
trees.
I'm not going to
to make
argue
it
that too hard. I
maze-like.
just love the concept.
no, but it could be useful for one place that's here.
Sure.
It would be very amazing.
But either way, yeah. You guys are off into the world now.
Oh yeah, it was called.
Yay.
The actual ability was called Labyrinthine Recall.
So you guys said you're heading down a river. Which river are you guys headed down?
The Children's Star.
Yeah, if
So
we're
you guys
headed,
are heading
if the idea
this
was to
way,
go
right?
down to Camp Righteous, yeah.
Okay. The question that I do have then for you guys is, so especially since you're traveling on the river, is how are you guys going to be traveling? Are you going to be pushing your experience? Are you going to be basically just going as far as you can during a day and then kind of pulling up on shore and camping? What are you doing?
I mean, how many people are needed to man the boat?
So you can properly kind of move it, especially since you'll be going slightly against current. You can get away with just two people rowing, but you can do better if everybody rows.
Yeah.
What be the checks for if we decided to push?
So if you are trying to push past everything, um, it becomes Constitution saves
Ah,
that get progressively worse as you guys are going along.
I would say we take it slow at the start and then we
I say we go normal.
Yeah.
yeah.
We take a usual pace for a while.
Yeah, let's take it slow and then we start building up when we need to.
Got it.
Okay.
4 people row, and Gwenwyn will keep watch.
Okay. And are you planning on?
I mean, truth be told, though most of y'all could be using like canoe paddles. Diggory's just over here in the back with like actual like rowboat oars.
I was also going off of everyone's strength then. Everyone else definitely outstrengths Gwynwyn.
The other part is, are you guys going to be pulling up to the bank to camp, or are you guys going to try and stay on the boat over the night?
If we're going against the current, probably pull up
So
because that would just have us lose time.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you, especially as you guys are getting in the canoe, you guys will find out that once you're actually in the rivers, while you're against the current is so subtle that even you can just float on there.
Not exactly a mighty river, is it? Well then, all the better luck for us.
I say we just stay on the canoe then.
Well, again, depends on how comfortable the canoe is. Remember, I'm a pretty, even as I'm medium sized, I'm still pretty big by comparison.
Yeah, just snuggle up.
It is not comfortable on the canoe, not even to sit on it really, but it is a canoe that will keep you out of the water.
Pardon my say so, but I would personally
Camping.
prefer shoring up at night.
It would be a little bit better than if we did shore up. This boat doesn't seem safe.
Yep.
Okay. So far from what I'm understanding, you guys are going to be traveling via river at a normal pace and camping on the shores at night.
Yep.
Okay. Your first day of travel, you are able to make it down to the very mouth of the river along the coast. Which side of the actual river are you going to camp on?
Mm.
Probably the one away from the main port, since we don't have, so that we don't get assaulted by beggars or something.
I was going to say the same. The west bank of the on the river, not wet. Yeah, that would be the west bank.
Okay. Um,
If also only for the fact that there's less cragginess and seemingly less cover. It's easy, like not so bad for us necessarily, but we'd be able to see the whatever might be coming a little bit more readily. We'd be in the open as well, but no one
The older I get, the more I
be
appreciate
harder to
good
sneak
music.
up on us.
Yeah, what's that got to do with what we just heard?
Nothing. Just thought I'd mention it.
as you pull up and set up camp for the night, um, you guys find that the night actually goes ahead. Well, first off, what's watch order? Are you
Watch
guys even
order.
having watches?
We have this.
Oh no!
Well, it's a,
Alarm.
I think it's a 20-foot cube though, so
Yes.
I still want to watch.
I mean, technically, the four of you could take hour watches, and then Gwenwyn can take the last 4 hours. He does have the good old elf sleep of just not caring about having the full 8 hours.
sure.
He only needs 4.
Does anyone not have night vision or dark vision?
I don't.
So I think you should probably take the first one when it's lightest.
I also do not have dark vision.
But you also have spells. Do you have?
Does Kalistar don't have night vision? That's kind of interesting.
You're not an elf. You're a human.
I have night vision. I have dark vision, so I'll take the last watch before the
Well,
meditation ends.
yeah, because I also have dark vision. hilarious that you can do the opposite. Wait, no, you can. Yeah, with Druidcraft, Oscillator could have light. The cantrip.
I mean, it would just be for that area to create light. It wouldn't do anything outside of it. I believe it's
Yeah,
So-
it's still light. It's still better than what Diggory can do, and it's better than what the other two can do.
Oscillator's casting Druidcraft.
No, I was just pinging it to see what the description was.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't give me a range on the light, so I don't believe it creates like functional light for checks.
It is.
You can make a torch or a small campfire.
Yeah. And
Oh
Kitsu
yeah,
can
sure.
do the
Yeah, I'll
same
do it.
with Prestidigitonium.
What would be
Bigotus,
the
bigotus,
range of
bigotus
vision
fum.
on a campfire?
Small campfire.
I mean, it would be a little bit bigger, about double a torch. It's not a lot of light.
Better than what you have.
It's mostly just there, mostly to keep you warm and cook food if you need it without having to
Also,
actually start a campfire.
also, I didn't mention it at the start of the when we started moving, but I did want to make sure. I'm definitely applying insect repellent, and then when we set up camp, I would set up a torch.
Okay.
Don't know if we're deep enough in the woods for that to matter yet.
Better earlier than later.
So we'll tick off to the both of those.
I have a +3 in survival.
So what's the goodness? It won't let me edit it. What's the watch order? Like, did we ever decide?
I know that Rote and then Gwenwyn is the last two. The first three is kind of has been
I'll
up
take
in
first
the
watch. So we could I'll just go ahead and take first watch then.
Okay.
We can just decide as we move on then, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, if you would like to, this is also for me too. So if anything happens, I can know who to kind of call out on. Even if you're gonna change it, just write in in the notes tab on Discord. Go ahead and put in the temporary watch order.
Sure.
So between Diggory and Sorashana, who should have next?
I'll take second.
And then I'll take third.
Then Rot, and then Win-Win.
Yep. Win-win for the last four. Doesn't have to worry about that shit.
Severed from dream.
Yeah, you have a weird sleepy thing.
Yes. I'm able to be I have An advantage on all wisdom saving throws. Because dual mind.
And you're immune to magical spells and effects that require you to dream,
Mm-hmm.
but not ones that cause you to sleep.
Yep.
Is there a? Would you like me to make a check for first watch?
No, I just needed to get the watch order, so if anything happens, I will call for anything in regards to that. So Osler, Diggory, Shoshana wrote, and then when. The first night that you guys passed, besides the heat, and besides your tents and everything becoming soaked in rain, passes peacefully.
About like 9 minutes until I have to take off. So, yeah.
All right. So then, my roll then, huh?
No,
No,
your first night camping, the whole night passes uneventful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in the morning, since we're the first time not getting food, Osler is going to cast Goodberry for everyone.
Hey,
Yeah.
good berry.
Very useful spell that.
Everyone is sustained for the day in terms of food, and then I would have
All right,
3,
there just goes all the
1, 2, 3, 4,
survival out the
5, 5,
window. No.
5 more.
Meh.
Yep.
Well, I also had purified food and drink, so that also
I'd be good
made
for
it.
water.
Yeah, water and
I can
anything.
create water, so we're good.
I was about to say, you guys are going to need to purify the water from the rain that if you caught any in regards for that.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, you guys just don't have to do anything with the freaking survival. You guys didn't even need the rain catchers.
Yeah,
Create and
we need
destroy
them.
water, Goodberry.
We need them for when people die.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be
Because
time where we want the spell slots instead of the food.
mine's a ritual, so I can cast purify food and drink at any point. But it has to. But
Excellent.
it is free of poison and disease. But that probably doesn't mean if it's already, if it's going to hurt you in some way, like if for some reason we caught blowfish
Hmm.
and it was made wrong, it probably would still do something.
Going for that variety of sushi, huh?
Don't worry, I could just lay on hands. I can cure a disease or neutralize poison just by touching someone.
Yes, but you once again, that is still the same thing of we may want the healing for combat rather than
Mm-hmm.
that. So yeah. Currently, we have neutralized most of the survival aspects. Later on, though, we may not.
There's still other stuff that I haven't that I can throw at you guys for everything, which is fun.
I would like to point out that I have not neutralized any of the survival aspects.
So if everybody but Diggory dies, and we all bring in new characters that don't have anything survivally.
No, yeah, literally, the book literally says, keep in mind, most of your players may bring all these things, which will ruin a lot. It does not detract from the actual adventure.
Sure.
Yep.
But anyway,
Yep.
you guys hop back on the river, slow down for the day, and now you are actually entering into the jungle. ahead,
Welcome
everybody,
to the
and
jungle.
make a perception check for me.
Can I use guidance for that, or no?
It's not. I wouldn't use guidance. I mean, you can do that, but it's nothing important.
Oh, good. Could be worse.
Ah.
Welcome to the jungle.
All of you will easily notice that as you go into the canopy, the brightness of the day almost seems to fade away as it becomes a land of shadows and rays of light piercing through the canopies, playing tricks on your mind as you swear you see motion all around you. And perhaps for some of you actually do, seeing critters scurry about the undergrowth, birds flitting from trees as you enter what seems to be an alien planet around you with plants unseen by most people on the mainlands all over the place and all sorts of strange creatures um, that look either very dangerous or very cute, depending on your interpretation of everything for those. Um, all over the place, and everybody basically notices all this.
I may have not brought enough notebooks.
uh, huh. It would make a really, it would make for a really nice painting, but I think it's a good thing that we decided to go by go through by river.
Never mind the fact that we made in 2 days what we could have walked in 4. So yeah.
Just imagine how much traps there could be in these forests, the jungles.
So to ask again, which bank are you guys parking on? The same one, the far one from Port Nazaru?
Considering the one on the right has a skull and crossbones, yeah, I'll go with the left.
Don't worry about that. You
It's
don't have
only
anything
a
to worry about.
it's only a little bit of meta knowledge.
No, that's actually
Technically-
marked on your map.
Ah, fair enough.
Anything that you can see on your map is marked on your map.
Perhaps it would be a good idea to have the river between us and it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You would um
Uh,
if you want to kind of remember what that is, if you don't remember yourselves, I'll allow you guys to make a wisdom check. No guidance allowed on it. This is a
Not like he needs it.
Yeah.
You're good. You got it.
me wrote you'll kind of remember that being told that there's lands being patrolled by the undead. And I will point out to you, if you notice very carefully around most of that stuff, if you can kind of see there's the little yellow outline.
Yep,
Yep.
yeah, we see that.
That's undead territory.
Cool.
All of a
Good to
sudden,
note.
That's the case then. West side of the West Bank every night.
all
Okay.
of a sudden, Shauna just disappeared.
Jumps off the boat and runs into the
downtown.
undead territory.
I'm going to be right back. Gotta do my job. Thank you for having me for nouns.
Well, the Paladin's T-posing again.
The paladin T poses for dominance. You have his permanent scarecrow.
Yeah, some scarecrow. She had a bird on her head yesterday. She's gonna have what could possibly land on her head now. If there's anything, if the things we saw in Port Nyanza was anything, it's the possibility that just a small pterodactyl lands on her head, just sits there for a while. Hey, Petrie, what's the word?
An ancient red dragon lands on her forehead.
Petrie, you got bigger. You really grew up.
Okay.
I take it everybody knows what I'm talking about. So that makes me feel better.
Yes. I do
All
understand.
right. So you set up your camp quite well. Ooh.
Are there any pretty obvious creepy crawlies or buzzy things that go
There. So
that are making noise?
the other thing that you do really notice as you are setting up camp is now seems to be really the time that that insect repellent would be amazing.
Out of
Especially,
curiosity, could I use this to kill the bugs around me?
That is an interesting idea, but it would only work for like that one instance. That one
It's a
There's-
instant.
cantrip.
It is a cantrip, though.
Sure, but you have to be casting
so
it every
unless you're going
6
to be
seconds.
yeah, unless you're going to be casting it continuously every 6 seconds, which bugs can still get to you within those 6 seconds. Um, and no, you're not going to be able to do that. You're not because then you would have to stay up the entire night, which I will then be happy to give you exhaustion.
Start purging the land of bugs by one night at a time. But fair enough.
Pop down another incense torch then.
I don't even want to
Oh.
think about what all could possibly be with these bugs without that stuff.
This could be interesting.
Oh no, the DM's got that sound in his voice.
Hey, Road, make me a perception check.
That is a suspiciously long a stretch of silence coming from the DM.
Oh, boo.
Good. For a second, I thought I'd lost everybody.
No, I was just having to do some rolls.
No worries.
As you folks set up camp and deep into the night, Rote, as you are kind of tending the fire, making sure everything is still nice and warm, um, ensuring that the rain catchers are catching rain for your future travels, really, just as backups. Um, you will turn back to your fire and see two people that you can tell are obviously druidic in nature. Sitting at your campfire, actually.
Even though I didn't say it, because every night I would be casting alarm.
Oh, then you've been alerted to the alarm as it goes as the sound goes off as these people approach your camp.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
Every show, Statler and Waldorf sit up here.
Yep.
Show after
Nope, I'll
show
just make a
after
note for
show.
myself in regards to that. So yeah,
Now I see why.
now instead of
You
actually
see why
that
they
happening
come?
then, so then
Oh, I see
basically,
why
yeah,
they left.
alarm goes off, alerting you, wrote, even though you don't see them, to somebody approaching your camp from um, essentially the far side, like they're approaching the river. You eventually catch them and you find two people, one person who looks a little bit more um, scholarly, and the other one who looks like they've definitely spent a lot of time working in the underbrush, make their way and appear in the light and hold their hands up in a kind of we don't have any weapons in our hands gesture.
Who are you? What do you want?
The scholarly one speaks up. I am a priest of Malika. We are with the Emerald Enclave. What are you doing here? As far as you can tell her, tell the truth.
We are on our way deeper downriver. We set up camp for the night. And that's all. Why do you ask?
We were just wondering why a group of adventurers is not in the port or even on this side of the river. But it is good to know that you are here for a righteous cause.
What are you doing here? I did not expect to meet others this in the forest.
We are here to help cleanse the land of the undead scourge that plagues it. We are getting ready to cross and begin scouting for more of the enclave to cross and eventually help push back away from the port.
I see. What do you know of the undead? We, those in the port would not have much use with information regarding.
Well, let's see what they know. Well, before we tell you, what information do you have to trade?
Well, our goal is to find the source of the death curse, and it being related to undead seems hand in hand. Our, we took a visit with the guides, the Church of let me look at the notes.
Severus.
The Church of Zevris, and he gave us a vision of a ruined city in the south, the Black Monolith. We are headed south to try and find it.
That tells us your quest doesn't give us any information, though.
not have much to give. That would be interesting, I think.
I suppose then I could give you just a small bit. Do you have a map I can see?
Yes, but before you get closer, I would like to wake one of my companions. Just a precaution. No offense intended.
Unless
Technically,
you have
Gwynwood would be awake already, but he would just be like laying still because still wanting his sleep. So you, basically, you get. I'm just saying, you still have your pick of who you would want.
yeah, who do you want to wake up?
Would it have any effect?
It's the Emerald Enclave.
No, I mean, who would it have any effect? Wake him up.
Well, you could wake up anybody reasonably.
Yeah, you can wake
Yeah, but
anybody
like,
basically up.
with the exhaustion or something.
No, for story beats like this, unless you guys get into a huge fight and don't go back to sleep, I'm not going to be that big of a dick.
Right? I'll go ahead and wake up a Diggory.
Oh, hey, Osler, what's the, oh,
No.
okay. So,
These two claim to be from the Emerald Enclave, and they are offering a trade of information. And I want to wake you up before we went through it, just in case.
very well. Oh, pardon me. Just you shake off the bit of drowsiness. Well met. I'm Diggory. As might I inquire as to your names?
The one that looks more nimble scouty, he remains silent, just kind of scanning the far shore from you guys as best as he can. He is actually a elf, um, wearing some very kind of camouflaged leather armor, um, face kind of painted. Doesn't seem to be very much the talking type. The priestly looking one will walk up to you. I am known as. Where'd my notes go? Crap. I am Father Willifred.
Well met.
Now, if you will allow me to see your map, for this little information that you provided to us, I will provide a little bit to you.
Bring up the map.
Very well. One moment. Just gonna grab the map out of wherever Diggory is holding it. Very well.
He will point to this spot right here and say, "Be wary crossing this area, as more dangerous undead reside there."
Very well. That is a useful piece of information. Thank you. If this is an exchange, what type of just as a matter of curiosity, what type of information would you be more interested in exchanging for?
Well, we are here to purge the area of the undead scourge, so anything in regards for the undead could be useful to us. But we will trade information for information.
Hmm. Well, as far as the undead are concerned in this particular area, my friend here is about as knowledgeable as to the amount of information as I have about the particulars. I'm not sure how effective, not sure how much more the random accumulations of a Waterdavian librarian and collection could be of use or interest to you. That's really more my fields.
Has everyone been awoken at this point by the
No, just
people
agree.
in the alarm? Okay.
Well, it depends on what the alarm was. If it was just a niggle in Rote's head, only he is awake. Only he, Diggory, and Ostler are awake.
Technically, Gwynwyn's awake. He's the one that cast it. What the spell
yeah,
kind of thing
Gwenwyn.
says is
Yeah.
that it's like a light chime.
Well, it's either a chime in your head or the sound of or an audible handbell that can be heard for 60 feet.
Mental alarm. I never decided which one. I'll go with mental.
All right.
So that would just be you that got that.
Yeah. Because I was unaware of how loud the audible one would be. Because then it would just be, oh, everyone's up. But because right now it's just kind of a, oh, we're close enough to the city. We don't need to have it be that bad. We don't need to have it be super loud yet. The further in we go, he'll upgrade it to audible, though. For this first one, it's mental.
So, I mean, you're awake if you want to enter the interaction. But really, the scouts are just going to, if you, any information is welcome, but if you don't, if there's nothing else to share, then by all means, we will just cross the river and be on our way.
I apologize that I don't have more to offer.
You may run into more of us later on the way. By all means, all of us will be more than happy to provide the same type of exchange at any time. We do have outposts across the jungle as well too, so be on the look.
Thank you, we shall.
Our apologies for not having that much information. If we had any, we would share it. The more undead you kill, the less undead we have to deal with.
Yeah, we shall hopefully endeavor to do well here. But we bid you adieu as we will cross and begin our scouting. And you will watch that as they just kind of get into the river and swim across.
I assume they're going to go back to bed and Rod will continue his watch.
Oh, very well. And wake me up. Yeah, sure. Wake me up in an hour or whenever. At least ways a little bit of a light nap.
And with that, the rest of your night passes.
Why do we always come here?
I guess we'll never know.
It's like a kind of torture to have to watch the show.
You go about your rituals of preparing yourselves and getting everything ready. And travel down the river to more. I'll let you go to. That's kind of weird bend there. So.
Squeeze.
Okay, squeeze. Undo. Oh.
Now it's tiny.
Is this not like snapped to the grid?
It does snap to the grid, but I accidentally freaking
You did something.
I did something and messed with the size. Eh.
Wah!
I know we're in undead territory now. Roll for initiative.
Good enough, I guess. You know what? No, I am not going to do that. Screw that, because I don't like that party token. Somebody's queue popped.
Yeah.
I don't know if you instinctively just looked over real quick when that happened.
Well, I don't have Final Fantasy open right now, so
I'm not going to admit it. I refuse to admit it. Bear with me 1 second.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
just going crazy with the buttons now, are we?
We have to fill the void somehow.
Sure.
Yep.
Are they wallowing? Kill them.
I'm dummy thick, and the clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards.
I don't know how you's done it, but I know you's done it! It's a trap!
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, look, it came out the right size.
Alright, that does a thing, I guess.
Do. It's a little bit easier to see where you guys are at too that way.
Yay.
It stands out from.
Follow that contract, or else Matt Mercer will sneak into your house and throw foam noodles at you from the corner of your living room.
It stands out against all the hexes as being a circle.
Yep.
Yes.
But anyway, you guys travel down another 20 miles along the river. Can you see how big freaking Chult is with this?
Yes.
3 days worth of travel, and you guys have only gotten that far on the map.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that in Curse of Strahd, 3 days worth of travel got us across the map.
Across the map and back again.
Yep.
When your map is only 14 miles long,
It did not help that we essentially stole a carriage as well.
it's also true.
We should have stolen a canoe. Way too expensive.
Curse of Strahd's more on land, though.
All right.
Yeah, probably going to be camping on the west bank.
Behold! Nothing!
As you guys are pulling up to the shore, you find a rotting body of a giant frog with the blade of a short sword sticking out of its back.
Well, that's encouraging.
Good. We don't have to worry about giant frogs. This one's dead.
Or at least it's not this giant frog.
No, clearly
But-
this is only one of its kind. We don't have to deal with any giant frogs.
Was
Our
there
crew's dead though.
anything eating it right now, or has anything tried to eat this frog?
No, it seems to have been mostly rotting away. This area doesn't seem to have a lot of traffic around it, but it does. But there is, again, a short sword, the blade of a short sword sticking out from its back.
Oh, I go up and pull the short sword.
You cut your hand.
So there's a
It's literally
blade of the short sword, not a handled.
Yeah. It's like a spike sticking out the back of the frog.
Yep.
What size is the giant frog?
Um,
Giant.
pretty large versus anything that you've seen before. They are
I mean, like their classification. Like, are they small,
they're
medium,
medium.
large?
They're medium creatures.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Which for a frog is giant.
Yeah.
Osler will speak up. I believe we should send this floating down the river to not attract predators or scavengers to camp.
I'm okay with that.
Good idea.
Well, my hand.
You are breaking up.
That was intentional. I was muttering about how I it was piece of shit that cut my hand.
How rotted is it? Like, are we able to like move it without it exploding on us?
It's not like melting away at your touch, or it's not going to blow up, but it's definitely past you could eat it stage.
Hmm.
Is it more than
I think, like-
5 pounds?
Yes.
Dang.
Yes. How can something be medium-sized and less than 5 pounds?
It's rotting away.
That usually means it's in some cases, it's gotten heavier.
Yes, but it might have had it might be less than what it was. I was going to do this. Ignore the damage roll.
Right, I knew exactly what you were going to do.
Catapult.
Fling.
Yeah, also, we're just gonna push it into the river.
It kind of flops into the river. The sword kind of making it very hard to roll it exactly, no matter what way you do. But eventually gets in there and just kind of bobs in the river. Doesn't actually float anywhere.
That's nice.
Oh, let's have camp.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Not much sure there's anything else we can do with that, or want to do with that.
Could Rote destroy the water that's like in front of it to force the current to push it?
If you guys take a little bit of time, you guys can get it far enough away from your camp. So it will eventually eventually you will get it far enough away that it's pretty safe for you. And you will set up your camp and go through the night with mostly be uneventful. Um, do- Hey, Diggory.
Yes.
Even though you're on the other side of the actual
River
from this, make me.
Well, I really like this show tonight. At these prices, who's
A
gonna
perception?
complain?
I'm sorry, there was another heckle went off.
Perception.
All right. All right, 14.
You swear on the other side of the river, you can hear the sounds of combat going on. Not large, like a bunch of people, but enough that some kind of fighting is going on across the river. And the sounds of the unmistakable sounds of the undead can be heard as well.
Fellows, I think there's something happening on the other side of the river.
So this is happening during your part of the watch.
Right. Oh. I'm going to wake Osler. Get his semi-expert opinion. It sounds as if
So on the opposite.
sounds like something is fighting the undead on the other side. Not sure. I'm not entirely sure what, but
I can. I can investigate and keep myself hidden.
Oh, very well then. Should I wake the others just in case?
Unnecessary. I
Very
will
well.
return momentarily.
All right.
You are going to.
Off.
How are you crossing the river?
Oh yeah, swimming in the river is bad for you. How wide is it?
About 40-ish feet.
Hmm.
I mean, you could swim in the river. You would just need to give me an athletics check or want to see how you're trying to get across.
Just don't do as bad as I did in the Curse of Strahd one, where
No one could do worse than you did in the Curse of Strahd.
nearly had my character drown in the river. The only
Yeah,
river.
Oscar's gonna swim across.
Okay, make me an athletics check.
You got this.
Austin drowns in the river.
You will swim across actually very easily here. And make it to the far side quite handily. Are you trying to be stealthy on your way up there, or are you trying to just get there as quickly as possible to find what's going on?
I can try to be stealthy.
Okay. First off, make me a perception check to see if you can actually tell where the combat's at.
Certain.
Okay. You kind of tune your senses as being from the jungle. You're kind of a little bit more used to some of the noises and bits, and you can tell that the sound of combat's echoing from pretty far off into the jungle. You're not exactly sure where, but it would probably take you most of the night finding it.
Okay. So wait, so I can hear the combat, but to go towards it, it's it would take
Basically,
me the.
it's basically you would have to do a day's travel overland to probably get to it.
Okay, yeah, now I'm turning around. I'm going back to camp.
Okay, make me another athletics check as you swim back across.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you make it across with ease. Although you do feel something kind of brush against your leg as you're crossing the river about halfway, but nothing seems to come after you.
Do like a body check. Any like leeches or anything stick to me when I came through?
No actual leeches. you're pretty well fine. Although you do notice, even for being a lizard folk, that the area that you felt that whatever it was brush against you is a little bit irritated.
I do a medicine check to see what's going on with it.
Sure. Um, it just seems to be kind of like a contact irritant or poison of some kind that a lot of creatures that you know of, smaller fishes and stuff like that, secrete on their bodies as they are to kind of protect them from being eaten.
Gotcha. But like it's like the defense mechanism, like it's something akin to poison ivy, but it's on a creature.
Yeah.
All right. Also, we of course come back to camp after crossing the river. Go back to Diggory. Say the noises of combat move much farther in the distance. It would be much wiser to investigate the remains of it in during the day if we want to investigate at all.
Oh, very well. Unfortunate that we wouldn't be able to assist whatever's fighting the undead, but better than waking everybody, although we haven't had a whole lot of action. It would take a while to reach them, though. No guarantee we'd be able to reach them in time either.
It would also put our own safety at jeopardy as well.
Very true. A difficult call to make, indeed. But we probably should finish our own rest and watch, investigate in the morning.
And also, curls back up in his sleeping bag.
Sure. Again, the rest of the night seems to pass pretty uneventfully. Um, that sound of combat kind of wells up and eventually dies well before your last watch. And with the end of the night dawns a brand new day, and you travel down the river to your destination or next destination.
Just a little theory here. Because we have that skull on the map, right? Like that on our like physical map.
Yes.
That's at the point we were closest to it, so it might have something to do with that, you know?
Hmm.
I don't know. Yeah.
Doot, 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 doot.
What should we all be ready for this time?
Everybody is boop, boop, boop. I need to go and borrow something. also need to check this before I throw it at you.
Badoo.
As you guys are approaching the what you have designated as your landing and camping spot, you will watch almost kind of following along your canoe as it's going into land. Um, Actually, everybody, first off, before I describe this part here, make a perception.
Okay. Kind of wish it was the other way around, but okay.
Digger and also you'll notice Digger as you're kind of paddling to move the boat towards the land here. You notice that you hit something kind of in the water, and as you look over, you see a large, scaly green body underneath the water. And also up towards the front of the canoe, you'll see eyes poking up just above the water, following you along as you're going towards the shore. You two notice that it looks to be a giant crocodile.
Oh, let me see something real quick.
We have time to move.
You have a little bit of time. It's just towards the end of your traveling day that you end up seeing this.
No, I mean more before the giant crocodile decides to do a crocodile and smashes the canoe to flinders.
It doesn't seem to necessarily be hostile yet.
I would recommend we just move very carefully as if nothing happened further on.
Yes, this is a fine idea.
It's following behind us, right?
It's following right alongside you.
To the side of us. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna cast this like a ritual. I'm gonna cast it like a spell. I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Mighty creature of the jungle, why do you follow us?
Its head will pop above the water. You go towards my nest. Leave.
On which bank that lies your nest? I will make sure to avoid it.
Far one from dead things.
I understand. I will inform the others. And also, there's gonna peek his head back up and say, is it a crocodile or an alligator?
It's a
Crocodile, right?
Yeah.
Crocodile. The crocodile warns us of its approaching its nest. It it nests in the bank that we typically rest on the west side. So if we are to
Sensible.
rest on the west side again, we would most likely engage with these creatures.
That would in fact be
Since it is a
sensible.
nest, I believe there would be more than one. I believe tonight is the night we camp on the east side.
Or we could push it, go a little bit further.
I'll have my alarm be actually audible for everyone this time. So then that'll make it a bit safer to be on the east side.
You all are passing upon a delicious lunch. I hear alligator is very delicious. But I'm fine with the camping on the east side of Pushing it if you want.
Uh,
As much as I
yeah,
appreciate the idea, and we probably would be able to take it after a back fairly reasonably, I would imagine, but I would rather not risk the boat.
True. The boat is very expensive. A lot more fragile than us.
so are we creating camp on the east bank of the river tonight?
Choice between pushing it or camping on the east, and I say we camp on the east.
Very well. We shall at least could at least. I'm gonna say that it probably couldn't hurt, but we will be pushing our luck if that's nearer where the undead. But sure, let us camp on the east side this time. Be extra careful on the watches, though.
Counselor nods and turns back to the crocodile and informs it of this. We will be camping on the east bank. We will avoid your nest at all costs to avoid confrontation with you.
Good. Stay away from dead things.
Yes. That is the goal. Okay. That's all Counselor wants to say.
It will follow you until you start rowing the other way, and then as you do, it just disappears underneath the water. But you get the sinking feeling that you are still being watched the whole time as you are rowed back.
Oh, certainly can't blame them for wanting to protect their nest. Well then, same watch or...
Yeah. Mess with
Yep.
what's going good.
Alright, very well.
But yeah, since we're on the east side, the alarm will have an audible sound as opposed to just a mental ping. And it's more dangerous.
That is appreciated.
Sound will be.
Of course it will be. Alright, best get what rest we can.
Oh,
That was fast.
boy.
Can't even let me get the words out of my mouth before the hordes of undead are upon us.
No, no, no. Gwenwyn. Um. I need to check something for you. There, what's your passive perception?
Passive perception 12.
Okay. Make a perception check.
I'm great on these
Oh,
perception checks.
oh boy. As dawn begins to approach,
Wouldn't
you
everybody have been awoken by the alarm, though, if it got close enough for that?
let me finish. Let me finish. Because as far as I can read for this, and you'll see why here. Let me just double check alarm for. Okay. No, your alarm never goes off.
Hmm.
As you are tending to your duties around camp, ensuring everything is up to snuff to get and kind of preparing things to get ready to leave, you turn back around and notice the ground for around your camp, all throughout the camp, has changed. A blue mist covers your entire camp.
That's pretty bad.
That's not good.
I need everybody to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, why am I getting Resident
Fun.
Evil 6 vibes off of this thing?
Yay.
It's not even the good Resident Evil.
It had co-op.
Uh,
You rolled a 22.
right, but I also rolled a 5.
Yes, but the first number is the one that's important.
I know, but the first number that was on. The thing is, not always the number that's on the left of my screen is the number on the left in this thing. So.
And then
Are you just constantly accidentally rolling with advantage?
Oh no, I'm not accidentally rolling with advantage.
what
But
is
I'm saying that the 3D dice on my D&D
Oh,
Beyond.
you're watching the 3D dice, yes.
Yeah, that's why I'm getting like, oh no. When I see that 5 on the dice.
Will somebody roll for Shauna, please?
I can. And Kadeo.
Well, she's good.
Perfect.
Okay. Need to roll some numbers for me here.
Rote has died. The end. He is now a bioweapon.
And then I need to get something else up. Please pop up. You too. Thank you. Okay. Beyond the blue mist creeping across, everybody is, at least now, okay.
Yay.
Do I even wake up?
Yeah, everybody wakes up perfectly fine.
I mean, like, do I even wake up when the blue mist comes in?
Do you mean like, are you woken up from something?
Yeah, do I just sleep through it all? Do I wake up in the morning?
Yeah, you wake up perfectly fine in the morning.
Alright.
Suppose we'll find out how badly he's lying.
Well, at least for one of us.
Yeah.
As you guys have enjoyed breakfast of probably good berry,
Mm-hmm.
got ready to go, roughly, and started traveling down the river, about maybe 2 hours in the river. Wrote,
Yes?
There it is.
you notice your vision slowly starting to fade. Things become darker all around you, and the noises around you become quieter and quieter and quieter. Congratulations, you are currently deafened by 75% and blinded by 25%.
Okay.
Why are you casting Identify?
Yes, and myself to see what's affecting me.
Ah.
You get nothing from Identify. There is no magic. There is no magic.
This is not good. Fellas, I'm not feeling too good.
That's not a...
You're probably just sleepy from sleeping on the wrong side of the river.
No, this is very not good. I can't hear and can't see as well as I did a moment ago.
And can Oscillor do like a once over, see what's going on, see if it with like a medicine check?
Yes, you can. It's gonna be pretty hard DC though, just to let you know. Well, no, never mind.
Never mind. It's going to be pretty hard. 24. Next time you're going to say, oh, this is really easy, and we're all just going to fail it.
That's what I need to start doing, is to say everything's gonna be easy. Oh wait, you guys failed everything.
Oops.
You have heard of a disease called mad monkey fever that comes along with the blue mist and infects random bouts of madness upon the those infected with it. This, because you don't detect anything physically wrong with Rote, but he does seem to be infected with some kind of disease.
Let's see here. Um, I can't cure poison. Yeah. Do I have
You would also know that cure poison wouldn't work on this.
or disease? Disease, yeah. Okay. Uh. Um. Yeah. Nope. Also would give that information that Roja is currently affected by bad monkey fever, as from the blue mist.
Roach glares at the T-posing paladin. They're just fun, and our paladin's afflicted as well with the other disease. So we have to wait for them to get back and be cured.
For
So
now, laying back in a cold compress would be beneficial.
you'll continue down the river just a little bit longer. And after a total of about 7 hours. Oh, wait, no, never. Oh, never mind. You will continue down all the way down your rest of your day here. And end up finding your the next kind of area that you are set to camp in. There it is.
With that medicine check I made, would I know of any kind of like treatment for the fever other than just magic? Like, is there like a certain plant or something that'll do it, or some kind of medicine?
Make me a survival check with disadvantage.
Okay.
If you are trying to find, obviously, stuff like laceration or other similar magic that can remove that. But if you're trying to find something that could be used to potentially plant wise to make it, yeah, make me a survival with disadvantage.
How do I toggle disadvantage on D&D Beyond?
I think left control.
Oh,
You
okay.
hold it.
Try it out.
and
Oh yeah,
left
there we
shift
go.
does advantage.
21.
Um,
Do
there
you
are parts, there are plants that you could potentially find, and you kind of search through Dr. Gwenwyn's bag, which unfortunately he does not have any of them. But there are some that could potentially be near the base of the Mistcliff Mountains that could potentially help with um, mad monkey fever, as nobody really reports cases of that near the mountain. But as
So
you
there wouldn't be
said,
anybody near the river, right?
no, not near the river. I mean, with that, if you're trying to recall some stuff about the disease, what you kind of know is it's um, a the mist itself is magical in nature that spreads the disease that was at least it was created magically and now resides permanently here in the area. Um, Casting dispel magic on the cloud still destroys part of it, but it continuously propagates throughout the area and drifts throughout. Um, and it basically just infects madness upon those infected by it. It doesn't seem to actually
Okay.
kill, but just drives people mad.
We'll have to hope that the camp has a treatment for you, Wrote.
Yeah, sure, nothing will be too different from usual for me.
But thankfully, this night passes completely calmly as you set up camp, go throughout the nights, and enjoy incredible peace as you are just relaxing, going throughout the night. No interruptions and nothing else like that.
So did any? I don't have it in my notes, but was anybody told anything about Camp Righteous or Camp Vengeance? And do we know anything about
Nope.
those?
Nope.
Nope.
We just know that they're on the map and that they're clearly camps. So clearly there's something hopefully good.
Okay.
And if not good, at least ways handleable.
Yes. They are not undead who will constantly be reviving at us.
Also, question to Dehedro, is this X Camp Vengeance or is it a Square Camp Vengeance?
The square is Camp Vengeance.
Any idea what the X is?
You were told that that amulet that Diggory got, or the was told about through his book, that the Shield Guardian is supposed to be somewhere in that area.
Alright.
Oh, well then. Might be worth the time to take a bit of time to investigate that.
It wouldn't be. It'd be a 5-day journey to get there, and then and then we could. Oh, we'd have to carry the canoe now, wouldn't we?
Yes, you would.
Or unless we can leave it at Camp Righteous, unless we meet somebody cool, to watch it for us.
Yeah, but then we'd have to trek back to Camp Righteous. But
Yeah, you're right.
That's either way, we'd have to trek back to.
I mean, if we carry it, we could just go straight to Vengeance afterwards and get back on the river.
Yeah, we have a
But
mighty
that'd be
man.
carrying a canoe.
We have a
You know what?
mighty
Yeah, you're right. We do. Honestly, just have him pull us through the jungle. We're all still canoeing.
Are you heading into Camp Righteous, or are you going across towards or the
and
Shield Guardian?
Camp Righteous first.
Yeah.
Camp Righteous first, yeah, and then
It's at least ways at camp. There can be something useful there.
Yep, might be able to get some information about that area, so we're not going in. So we can at least get our map hopefully updated for that area.
Mm-hmm. Also, hopefully deal with this fever.
Yeah, but that's secondary.
So, you travel throughout the day, and towards the end of your journeys, you come upon an abandoned riverside camp strewn with wreckage. The tents are moldy, tattered, and all permanent structures appear to have burned to the ground. Two intact rowboats are tied off of a short dock, and north of the camp is a ridge built into which is an 80-foot tall statue carved to look like a man with a crocodile on his back. Between the statue's feet is a stone archway leading to a dark tunnel. To the left of the statue is a crude animal pen with a small panicked bird running around inside. There are no other signs of life.
Guys, I think I know why the next camp is called Camp Vengeance.
You said there was what symbol did we see?
What do you mean?
You said something like a symbol of a crocodile. Did I hear that right?
So there is a ridge built into which is an 80-foot tall statue of a man with a crocodile on his back.
Okay. Does that possibly mean anything to Oscillor? Is there a check I could make? I didn't see what that is.
Go ahead and make me a history check, and make sure you update your tokens health to reflect any level ups.
That looks right for me.
Yep, good for me.
Okay.
I'm still
Also,
11. I need
is
to
this
change it to
campfire
me.
actually lit or not?
No, it's not actually.
It can be. What is?
Hey, my sheet is updated. It's just not my token.
Yeah, I had to take the tokens away to from being directly
Yeah.
linked to
So-
your token to your stuff to actually be able to go ahead and do
A line of sight thing.
the line of sight thing, so we can
See-
actually see in stream what's going on.
All right. But I'd roll the 14 on history.
Okay, before you guys wander around here, you will kind of recall that this area was an ancient Chultan shrine that most kind of people refer to as the House of the Crocodile. Um, it was, you don't know what it actually was meant to be, as it being a shrine is kind of the order of the House of the Crocodiles, not necessarily their whole, um, not really worried about any stuff for themselves.
And then you said there's a bird in a cage just kind of wigging out.
Yep, over here.
All right. Oh, that's where Oslo will start heading towards.
Root!
Yes.
Um, you are, as you're, the tent that you are looking into looks to be what would have been kind of a commander's tent. They are a little bit nicer. Oscular and you guys are headed towards what would be the soldiers' tents. These are, most of them are slashed by claws or weapons of some from some time ago, and covered in mildew and jungle rot.
Guess I'll poke around in the tent, see what's in them.
Okay. Bro, what's your AC?
18.
Okay. As you're poking around some of the tents, really try not finding too much of any use. This seems to have been more of a military camp. You lift up something to inspect underneath it, and a snake lashes out and bites at you, clamping onto the armor, but not piercing through it.
Nope.
It retracts just as quickly and tries to slither away from you.
I assume I miss.
Yes.
Nope.
Dr. Gwynwyn, just are you looking kind of like trying to look into the shrine?
Yeah, from like just looking in, but not heading in that heading
Okay.
in. So just like keeping off of the temple area, but just kind of like doing the lean up and look kind of thing, but not actually heading. Just kind of get a little bit of a, oh, what's over there? But not actually walking in that direction. Just
It seems to be a very finely carved statue that has a path leading inside. Um, the whole area has cobwebs and everything. It's been run down and not properly taken care of for a long, long time.
hmm. Weren't for that bird, I would say this place hasn't been used in a while, but
Yep. Speaking of the bird, as also you are approaching, and Diggory, you can see this too. There is a fledgling axe beak um, that has gotten itself trapped within the whole area. That is continuously just kind of swinging around, running around, trying to escape. Um,
Uh, is this like does this have like a saddle or anything on it? Like, does it have any marks of being like
no,
somebody's mount?
no,
Okay. So it looks like a wild axe just got caught here.
yes.
I'm gonna do that thing when I cast with animal.
Very interesting situation we have here, Ostler. What do you think? Release, retain, or roast?
Perhaps an exchange of information for releasing it. As Osler casts the spell, it says, axe beak. Or
It just
creature.
says, what? Stuck! Help! Stuck! 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 Help!
It will assist you if you answer my questions. I will free you from this cage. But I need to know things first.
What question? Stuck! Help! Stuck! Family, help!
There are 2 boats at the edge of this bank other than our own. Have you recently seen any other humanoid creatures?
Small creatures. Masks.
Mask. And did they head into the statue?
No. Not been here long. Stuck. Help!
So you're saying they have been here, not have been here long? They just arrived before us?
I haven't been long. Stuck. Help!
I see. I'm going to turn to Diggory. Do you have any questions for the Axebeak? They said that the few figures in masks were here. Small.
Hmm.
And the Axebeak has not been here for very long. Does not have much information. on what happened prior.
If the Axbeak hasn't been here long, it probably won't have anything more helpful. Small creatures, though, in masks. That doesn't say much to me. Gnomes, halflings, goblins, maybe? But
Yeah.
what kind of masks, though?
And what did the mask look like, Axbeak?
Angry! Angry!
Says angry.
Again, not really helpful. Well, better to have it known. I'm...
Yes, if the extra canoes were not knowledge enough, at least we are now confirmed that there are others besides us location.
Indeed.
And we should be on our best guard.
Indeed. And if it turns out that those... I'll be perfectly honest. Having another rowboat probably be a good idea, if just to make it a little bit easier for my legs.
Perhaps.
But we should probably find out what these other creatures are, who they are.
And then Oslar's gonna thorn whip the fence and rip it down.
As soon as you do, the Axbeak takes off.
I was standing right in front of the gate, you know.
Oh. I did not notice.
Oh, well, at least ways he won't get stuck in here again. Right, so... a couple of smaller creatures wearing angry-looking masks. Presumably, if I were them, I would go inside the statue.
And since there are 2 boats and each fits 6, the minimum of them is most likely 7. At maximum 12. Oh wait, can a canoe fit more small creatures than a...
It would fit 6 medium creatures.
So we're looking at
so it could fit 12 small creatures.
We're looking at a fair number of a potentially fair number of people. Somewhere up in the case of 24, perhaps. That's also depending on whether or not there's a difference between rowboats and canoes.
But I wanted to ask, based on the axe description of hooded small creatures with angry masks, would that give, again, could I make a check to see what those might be?
Make a... Make a history check.
Okay. 11.
You rack your brain for a few moments.
You are my best friend.
All of a sudden, Sora Shana wakes up.
No longer T-posing. You rack your brain for a few moments. And remember tales of the Batiri, which are small creatures that wear wooden masks carved to make them look incredibly fierce. that are um, mostly a group of tribes of different types of these small creatures. Um, they are known for wearing war masks and being fierce and even fighting in what's called battle stacks. And as you describe them to the party, from what you know of them, the rest of the group will, at least from the mainland, will know them as goblins.
Goblins.
Well, that's at least something we could work with.
How do you spell Batiri?
Batiri.
So,
Thank you.
could you get me a little bit up to snuff? Because last thing I uh, heard from Jen's side is blue blue mist,
I'm
and
insane
I
now.
rolled
Yeah.
a crit.
Yeah. Rote is blue, dabba dee, dabba die. Or dabba dee, dabba dying, perhaps. Beyond that,
Oh yeah, since you're back, heal me of the disease.
Yep, I need to do some paladin works. And she will say, okay, this will tickle a little bit, and uses a lay on hands with her brush. Would that be
lay on brush.
lay on brush?
I'll
Brush
allow it.
on hands.
If you get any paint on my clothes, I will charge you for the cleaning cost.
The second one sounds a little bit more creepy there. Brush on hands.
Brush on hand. So yeah, I use a lay on brush.
Okay.
Anyone else needing cures?
I don't think so. You may want to check your hair, though. Like, there were a couple of birds nesting up in there.
Uh,
It might have been a
Huh.
bat. I don't know. You were out for like 2 days.
For some odd reason, I have a thought of a king coop being up on there as well.
Suddenly new party member.
Toll, what are you doing here? All of a sudden, Fen just shows up out of the blue.
Also for you, Osler, as you guys are kind of approaching the statue, and with you passing your earlier check to know about this, you recall a story about the man and the crocodile. And I'll read to you what you recall here. Is that in the early day of the world, you remember that in the early days of the world, man stood by the banks of a river, frightened. Crocodile raised his head from the water and asked, "What troubles you, cousin man?" Man said, "I must cross this river, but I fear to enter the water alone because it teems with your brethren." Crocodile replied, "It is true. You would not be safe, but I will carry you across the river safely on my back if you promise to return the favor." Man agreed, and Crocodile bore him safely across the water. When they reached the far bank, Man asked, "How can I repay you?" Crocodile replied, "I wish to see the realm of humans, but I fear to go there alone because it teems with your brethren. You must carry me on your back across the realm." Man had been tricked, but a promise is a promise, so he carried Crocodile safely on his back across the entire realm of humans, a journey that lasted many years. He also swore in his anger that never again would Man and Crocodile be friends. And so it has remained to this day.
Certainly got the bum end of that deal. That crocodile was lucky he didn't get turned into a backpack. I would technically have fulfilled the promise. Carry him across the lands. Didn't have to see it all. Anyway. So, are we diving down the depths?
We'll say it's getting to about that time that I need to start prepping for my, it's been
We will
hit the 3-hour mark.
Yeah, I mean,
we will delve into the actual shrine here later.
That's more what I was getting at, but yeah.
Yeah.
And Rota's already rushed all the way through, possibly passed through about 5 different traps already.
All of a sudden, a bunch of body parts from a rat goes flying outwards. I'm kidding.
Well, that's unsafe.
That's him all over the place.
But all right, folks. Thank everybody for watching the stream. Who's all here?
Yeah, same on...
Everybody, basically.
Indeed. Same on my end. Thank you all for hanging around, chatting, being all around cool dudes.
Fare thee all well. I'm gonna go eat because I'm starving.
Sounds good to me, too.
We will pick up again 2 weeks' time.
Yay!
That'll be the
And
21st.
I shouldn't be dealing with Burb.
And I will have just finished Prime Week.
This show brought a tear to my eye.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sitting on a tack.
Bum, bum, bum. Well, hopefully you guys are enjoying finally being out of the city.
That's definitely a change of pace.
And yeah, the downside here going forward is it is going to be a little bit of you're traveling. This is what happens. How do you react? You're traveling. This is what happens. How do you react?
Here's hoping that at least ways you roll better on your encounter tables than I did in Curse of Strahd, because we didn't encounter anything while traveling.
I have already ran into some very interesting things for you guys. The mad monkey fever is not easy to roll for it.
I was going to say that if anything, Sorashana could have swam the river to see what was in that direction and telepathically said everything. Because she's a telepath.
Sure, but what's the range of that telepathy?
I think for her, it's a 20 feet connection.
And the river was 40 feet wide already.
Yeah.
True. You can speak telepathy to any creature you can see within 20 feet.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being around. I will catch you guys next time. And stay tuned. Hopefully, I'm going to get back to normal streaming and do some more other games too here. But I will catch you guys next time.
Same here. And whatever that game is, I will see you then. Have a good rest of your day, everyone.
Persona.